Well, hello folks, Kevin here again. So I'm back out on the trail and I have summer holidays right now, so I'm making the most of my time off. I'm planning to do a 2-night camp on a circular route around a lake called Joutsi. It's about a 2-hour drive north from my home place. And yeah, it should be rather exciting. The plan is to use my hammock and basically make a circuit of the lake. This will be the longest hike I have done so far, and also my first double nighter, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. The plan tonight is to do a few kilometers, get set up and start fairly early tomorrow. And tomorrow will be the day that I do probably the most kilometers, but we'll see how it goes. That's the general plan. And then on the second day we'll complete the circuit. It will be fairly important, given the weather conditions that we have, to start fairly early, maybe take a siesta in the middle of the day, not least because at the moment Finland is experiencing a heat wave. For the most of the journey here the temperature was hovering between 29 and 30 degrees Celsius, so it's hot. And yeah, heat stroke is a real thing, so I've got plenty of water. Although in an attempt to cut down the amount of weight that I need to carry in water, I have 1.5 litre bottle with me, plus a smaller bottle for drinking specifically out of. And the plan is that when I get a chance for the trail to go beside the lake, I will top up what I've got using my water filter. So far most of the trail I've been on is set back from 20 to maybe 100 meters or more away from the water's edge. And yeah, it means that I don't have such good views of the lake, which is a bit of a shame. Hopefully it opens out a little bit later on. One nice thing though is that because I'm in quite good shade, it's a lot cooler in here than it would be if I was out in the direct sunlight. Lots of these little baby toads running around, and yeah, they're so cute. You can tell they're toads and not frogs because of the skin is a lot rougher, and when they move they don't hop as much, they tend to run along the ground. But I'll let this little fella go now, I don't want to stress him too much. One sign, if you pick up a toad ever and they're stressed, they pee themselves, so it's a sign you should really let it go. So that's what I'm going to do. Here's some nice new duckboards, and the path is taking me away from spruce into what looks like mainly birch. And yeah, it's a lot more light underneath these trees than it is with the spruce. So here we are at the wooden lean-to shelter, or lavo, at Pitkaniemi. Pitkaniemi means Pitka is long and Niemi is a headland. As you can see, there is a designated fire spot. We have a nice log-built table, and then beautiful views of the lake with this massive boulder just at the shoreline. Yeah, it's actually the first time in the last I think it's nearly 3-4 kilometers that I've just walked where I'm actually beside the water. Up until now I've just been deep in the woods, and let me tell you, it is hot. I can hear the breeze blowing in the tops of the trees, but none of that nice cool air is getting down to the forest floor. I thought these wooden platforms were part of a jetty or a pier or something, but there's another one just over there. So these are obviously platforms people to set up their tents on. How nice. I haven't seen that before. I'm thinking also that they're placed quite nicely so that even you could string up a hammock very nicely over that and have a nice wooden floor underneath you for a change. As you can probably see from my red face, it's rather warm still. Wind seems to have calmed off somewhat, so yeah, now the heat is just sitting on the forest floor. Oh well, a little bit of a respite. As you can see, I'm walking on a forest road now, so it's quite nice to be walking on something that's relatively level after walking on quite uneven rocks and roots. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll make it to the place I was thinking about camping tonight. It might be a little bit too far, but yeah, we'll keep plugging on and see how we get on. So here's my setup. I finally got a nice spot beside the lake, and it's very quiet. Everything has gone very calm. And here's my setup. I have the Lesovik Draka hammock, and I also have a Lesovik hub. I think it's called a hub or a hubba. The gear sling. It's proved to be quite handy.
Later that same evening.
Okay, so I've had my food, and yeah, I chickened out from having a swim because the shore is very rocky and the water is quite black, so I think I'll leave it till tomorrow morning so I can see what I'm doing better. I'm going to get in very soon under the mosquito net because the mosquitoes are now quite active. I have a fairly early start tomorrow. The alarm is set for about 6:30, so let's hope I can get some sleep tonight. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. All the best. Good night. Good morning, folks. It's 6:20 and I'm about to have a cup of coffee and a very light breakfast, and then I'm going to pack up and take off. I slept okay, actually. I'm slowly getting used to the hammock, about lying crossways, and yeah, I can't really sleep on my side. It's sort of like either on my back proper, or else it's sort of like about 45 degrees or halfway between lying sideways and lying on my back, and I have to get sort of used to being comfortable with that position. But it's not bad. It's not bad. The plan today is to try and get as much of the mileage in before it gets too hot, around midday, 1 o'clock. Altogether I have about 25 kilometers still left to do between today and tomorrow, so I'd like to get the lion's share of it out of the way today if possible. I've had a wash and I feel nice and fresh, and I'm just going to enjoy a cup of coffee now, and then I'll pack up and take off. So I just came across this place called Turenkangas, and has this wonderful looking log built autiotupa in Finnish. It's literally a wilderness hut. What it basically means is you can come here and stay overnight, and it's kind of a first come first served type of thing. So it has, well, it's quite dark inside, but it has a table, and it has like platforms for people to sleep on. I'd say you could get in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 people in there. And there's also a fireplace in the corner. Some more of these platforms for people to put their tents on. And then of course there's a area for making fire. Wood is supplied. There was a wood shed. And so these nice benches and tables for picnicking outside. There's even a small pier. You can pull your boat up to here, no problem. Or even possibly go swimming from here. Blast. I should have come here last night. The woods in the morning are really nice and fresh. It's very nice to hike. The only small downside is there are lots of spider webs and things crossing the path. So you're good for a while, and then every now and again you kind of walk into a spider web and you're kind of going and then sort of wiping your face. But it's a small price to pay. Currently there are lots of blueberries on the bushes, and I have seen some people out collecting already. So isn't that always, these always make a really nice addition to your porridge in the morning. Free food and a superfood or that. Doesn't get much better. So now we have Scots pine forest and predominantly blueberries as undergrowth. And then there's some large boulders dotted here and there. This is very typical Finnish woodland. I've just come to another picnic spot, and as you can probably guess from the sign, it says "Tulen-teko kielletty." So basically making fires is forbidden, and that's because there's a forestry fire warning in progress at the moment. My next port of call will be this Sisälmysten Lahti. It's a funny name. Sisälmys is entrails or guts, and Lahti is a lake, so it's Entrails Lake or Entrails Bay maybe. There is not a breath of wind at the moment, and the lake, what I can see, is like a mirror. The lower sign, it says Kaivo, 500 meters. Kaivo is a well, so it's a good chance I can get some clean drinking water. Let's see. Okay, so I checked the well. There was an official notice that the water had been tested last in 2023. It was all well below or within limits. The only thing that had me concerned was that the iron content was, the limit was 200 micrograms per mil or something like that. This was measured at 500, so maybe I'll stick with the actual lake water and filter it and use that instead. So here we are at the Kakkuri Laavu, or lean-to shelter, and yeah, it's a fireplace. There's a place to put a tent, picnic table, and a woodshed. And the lake is just down in the distance, Kakkuri. So it's time to filter some water, have a bit of a rest, and I think I'll put on a cup of coffee and some porridge. So breakfast today is this Finnish company Elovena, and it's these individual sachets that are very handy for hiking. And it has apple, blueberry and raspberry in it. And yeah, I'm going to add some fresh blueberries that I picked on the way here. Yep, looks pretty good if I say so myself. And washed down with a nice fresh cup of coffee. Doesn't get much better than this. Okay, so after about an hour's nap and a chance for my water filter to gravity feed, I've got some water and I'm well rested. So it's time to get going again. Can you guess what animal might have done this? Give you another clue. There's no marks. There's one over there as well. Yep, this is done by the beaver. Just shows you what incredible gnawing power they have to be able to go through a tree as easily as that. You can see the teeth marks in the wood. Very impressive. And little selfie. I'm finally in a section that's quite open to the sun, and oh, it's hot out here. I was getting a bit bored with the trail completely in shadow all the time, but yeah, with the weather conditions like this, maybe it's not such a bad thing. It must be easily 29-30 degrees again, so I should be very glad to get back under the tree cover. All along the path I've been seeing these leaves, a little bit like sycamore leaves, but they grow down low on the ground, and they're known as cloudberries, or it's the leaf of cloudberry. And actually there's what's left of one fruit just beside it. Cloudberries are sort of a musty sweet flavour berry. Here's another example. You see it looks a little bit like a yellow fat raspberry or a blackberry. Yeah, it makes these very juicy succulent fruits. These plants are typical of marshy areas. They like to have grow in the wet, and I'm going to eat it because they're delicious. So from under the side of the tarp, you can see that there's lots of space for the actual hammock itself. You can't quite stand up underneath the tarp, but it doesn't really matter. And yeah, I have my underquilt and my gear sling set up quite nicely so that everything is up and off the floor. Ah, bliss. I've been waiting for this all day. Simple pleasures. Doesn't get much better than this. I have to say I'm liking my new Soto Windmaster, especially with the Triflex fitting. It fits the bottom of the what is it? The Firemaple Petrel G2. It basically just slots in, and the Soto Windmaster is pretty good in windy conditions anyway, but this also acts to shelter the flame from wind. And I find that if I get the amount of water that I need to boil pretty much spot on and keep it at medium power, A, it boils really fast, and B, it doesn't seem to take up that much gas. Also, this one is very nice because I can actually fit the 100-gram gas canister in it quite easily. Okay, so I've had my evening meal, and now I'm just going to chill out for a bit and watch a bit of YouTube and then go to sleep. Plan for tomorrow is pretty much the same. I have approximately 6 kilometers left to get back to the car, so I'll get up fairly early and have breakfast and then take off, and then hopefully make it back before it gets too hot again. That's the plan anyway. So see you tomorrow. Good night. Well, good morning folks. What a nice place for a breakfast. I just had my porridge with some blueberries added, and yeah, I turned my porridge purple. It was kind of interesting looking, but it tasted good. I slept okay last night, on and off. I still have to tweak how to set up the hammock properly. I think my feet were a little bit too high, but it wasn't cold. That was good. So the plan for today is to finish up breakfast, pack up, and then take off. I've got about 6 kilometers left to go back to the car, so it's only a short hop, but like yesterday, I'd like to try and get it done before the heat of midday. Yeah, all in all, this trail has been absolutely fantastic. It has been rather rocky though, and the going has been quite tough. I have one small blister in one of my toes, but apart from that, quite fine. Yeah, I've got nothing bad to say about the trail. It's been really peaceful. I've only seen a few people while I've been out hiking. There's no boats on the lake, and it's really peaceful. I can hear traffic in the distance today. Okay, it's coming from over there somewhere. I think there's quite a busy road, but for the most part, no engine sound at all, and that actually has been really, really nice. Ooh, this marshy area is very interesting. There are lots of toads here and really nice looking marshy vegetation like bog cotton and typical marsh plants. The only problem is that there are also lots and lots of horseflies, and yeah, they like to make a meal out of me, so it's not really worth stopping for any length of time because I'm going to get eaten alive. So I finally made it back to the car. Oh, I think that last 6 kilometers was harder than the previous 26 somehow. The heat and lack of water didn't help. Oh well, never mind. So, thanks very much for joining me on this trail. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm definitely coming here again. This place is absolutely perfect to do either as a round, maybe next time I'll do it anti-clockwise, or even just do sections of it. There are perfect places to stay overnight, whether you're in a tent, a hammock, or indeed there's the wilderness huts that you could stay in. So yeah, thumbs up for me for the Pori Bear Trail. Okay, I'll call it quits. I'm going to get some food and some water. So thanks for joining me, and I hope to catch you on the next trail. This is Kevin signing off from the Pori Bear Trail in Western Finland. All the best. Moi moi.